Hey Vegeta, how many kills did that guy have with that malicious birthright? It's over 9,000! 9,000?! That guy has no life!
Welcome to my video. I'm the Unknown Man here, and today we'll be discussing a little history on my malicious birthright with the perk Proxy Grenades. I'll talk about how it was nerfed and give my unique perspective as a console player on why it was nerfed. I'll also talk about some of my thoughts on the pros and cons on how I approach situations with this gun. And lastly, I'll be talking about some of my final thoughts on possible ways Bungie might go about changing grenade launchers as a whole. So starting on my brief history with the malicious birthright, it all started within the first few days of Forsaken, back in September of 2018. I was looking into all the new weapons that were available on light.gg and seeing that there were a few that I hadn't even seen yet in the game. One of them being the malicious birthright. I looked over possible roles that I could get with the malicious birthright, and I actually found one in particular that I really wanted to strive for. So just about a month had passed since the release of Forsaken. The Nightfall Strike to drop the weapon went live, and as a consumer of YouTube, I had seen that the YouTuber Astrocross had released a video on October the 2nd, talking about possible roles to go after in PvP that might actually be good. And both he and I actually came to the same conclusion of the possible role that would be great to use in PvP. I can tell you after watching his video, I was like, shh, Astrocross, shh, why you out here spilling the beans, man? Why you spilling the beans? But at the end of the day, he was doing his job, and it is what it is. Hey, so I proceeded to farm the hell out of this strike to the point that I was unable to even get any more prime engrams for the rest of the week. I don't even know that could even happen anymore, but at that time, I ran out of ways to get prime engrams with that set of character. 3 days later, I emerged with my sought after treasure. And I took it in the Crucible, and I actually had a mixed reception with it, but mostly it was positive. After some practice, the malicious birthright actually became one of my favorite weapons in Destiny 2. Still is till this day. 4 weeks after malicious birthright's initial release, Bungie released update 2.0.5, and within this update came a nerf to proximity grenades. It actually went out of its way and made its blast radius smaller. Now with this nerf, to me, I can say it was only a slight difference in performance, but it was not game changing. So this went on for about 3 months with this minor nerf, with me still playing around with the gun up until Bungie again came with another nerf to proximity grenades. So at the end of January of 2019, in Destiny 2, we actually had update 2.1.4, which was a quite major update to the game itself, that we still feel a lot of the effects in the sandbox even till this day. There were 2 changes from this update that affected the way I play today in Destiny 2. Both changes were made to grenade launcher. The first being how projectiles felt more consistent on direct hit. The second was how proxy grenades couldn't kill on direct hits when an opponent was even at full health, even at 0 resilience. Now with the first change, I was more inclined to start using spike grenades or any other type of grenades for a grenade launcher, as it was supposed to feel better landing direct hits. The second change literally was just nerfing proxy, making it less desirable of a perk when compared to spike. Luckily, when I was grinding for my proxy role for my malicious birthright, I ended up actually getting a second role that fitted that same criteria, actually with spike. Ooh. So before the update, I highly favor using the proxy version in PvP, because of its consistency of getting killed on its own without an assistance of any other weapon. So before update 2.1.4, within those 4 months, I was able to accumulate about 900 kills with this gun, while still learning the nuances of it. As the update rolled out, I went with the more favorable gun and started playing with the spike grenade version of my malicious birthright. Off the bat, the gun felt less consistent in situations that I knew I should have won if I was using the previous gun. But the straw that broke the camel's back for me was when I found myself in a 1v1 situation and I shot what seemed to be a direct hit with the spike grenade, but it did not kill its target. Looking at the situation, I asked myself, why am I using a harder to use weapon just to have it underperform just like the proxy version? So I went back to the proxy version with a new problem on how the hell am I going to get kills with this damn gun. Oh man. Looking back on how Bungie nerfed proxy grenades, it reminded me even further back when Bungie again in Halo 3 nerfed the Mauler. For those who don't know what this weapon is, the Mauler was originally a one-handed shotgun that had less range and more spread than the shotgun that was already in the game. Sound like a Fallout Plays nightmare? This gun before its nerf could actually one-shot its target. Even with that range disadvantage, it still had an advantage over the shotgun, which was that it could be dual-wielded, creating more opportunities for it to shine in different situations. When they nerfed the Mauler, they took away its one-hit potential, allowing for more opportunities for the opposing side to react to an attack. The game going forward had less Mauler kills, but at the same time it had more melee kills because of one change to that gun. That effect on Halo 3 was game-changing, and so was the effect of Proxy in Destiny 2. Back into Destiny 2, from my perspective as a console player, I didn't understand why the nerf was given to this weapon. There was one particular gun that came out with this expansion that changed the way the game was played and scrutinized, and that weapon was Mountaintop. Mountaintop was literally a rocket launcher designed and disguised as a grenade launcher, just like how Dragon's Breath in Destiny 1 was actually a grenade launcher designed and disguised as a rocket launcher. For Bungie to allow Mountaintop to shine, they actually had to burn everything down that was considered a direct competition to the Mountaintop, and that would include my malicious birthright. Back to the present, now it's 2 years later in the Destiny 2. The Mountaintop barely crosses anyone's lips anymore. A ton of guns got sunsetted into obscurity. And I'm looking at an over 9,000 kills with my malicious birthright. Well, I can say about a little bit of about 8,000 of those being the harder to get kills. In the overall scope of things, 9,000 kills in PvP with any weapon in Destiny 2 is pretty much considered a drop in the bucket when comparing it to other people's weapons. So the question should be, why is this significant to me? My first point is that special ammo breach loaded grenade launchers like malicious with Proxy cannot kill without any help when emptying its one-shot magazine. Every other gun in the game, when emptying your magazine within an optimized range, will kill its intended target before having to reload, with bows being the only other exception. Being put in this predicament, everything about these guns become as short as a two-step process into securing a kill. When looking at shotguns, snipers, and fusion rifles, each can potentially kill its target within one hit within a respected field of expertise, making them highly appreciated when comparing it to a special proxy grenade launcher. My second point is that the cons can sometimes outweigh the pros when using this weapon. So special ammo proximity grenade launchers like malicious can actually kill its own user even at full health. Any other grenade type on these launchers like spike, concussion, blinding, and etc. that's non-proxy, they actually cannot kill its own owner even at full health. The only grenade launcher that makes this exception by using spike that actually can kill his own user is actually the Mountaintop. But we've already established that ain't no grenade launcher, that's a rocket launcher. Before Proxy got its first nerf, that was actually a risk that was warranted for actually having an easier to use weapon that actually could kill without any assistance. But with the one-shot capabilities taken away, you can shoot someone at point blank and die at their feet, and they actually walk away scot-free. Personally, I think this was an oversight on Bungie's part, and I don't think they actually care to go back on it, because it's already been more than 2 years since that change. When playing in games with limited pools of lives, this can actually ruin a whole match, just because you actually killed yourself with your own grenade. And I'm just going to tell you, overall, those experiences are the worst. My third and final point is that I have to find and come up with creative ways of actually getting kills on the spot. Every non-proxy grenade perk has the potential to one-shot your opponent, but Proxy is forced to have you act on yours or your own teammates' actions to be able to secure kills. As a console player, I had to actually find and curate a playstyle with my militias to sometimes figure out a problem that normal guns can't normally solve themselves. For me, killing an opponent that you never saw by your own hands is always a satisfying feeling. Trying to figure out what to bounce off, at what trajectory to aim for, how long to hold the trigger before letting go, and praying that it hits its intended target are things that make every encounter different and exciting. From my experience, I can say I've been called out by random people just because they don't like how I play, or just because of my usage and my love of the Nerf grenade launchers that I used. But they always fail to realize that I'm always at a disadvantage when it comes to actually being played against other special weapons. As with any game, I always try to play at my own tempo and never theirs. And it should be always said the other way around, even for them. Even for me, I can say I've always had successes and failures when playing with these grenade launchers. And all I say for myself, it allows me to be able to strive to get better. At the time of writing this, Bungie has stated that the special ammo economy in PvP is in for a change, and at the same time there was also a change to special grenade launchers. Until we see the changes done to the ammo economy, all I can do is speculate that maybe less ammo is given on pickup, or even less time for pickup of special bricks before they disappear. So real quick update, as I was sitting and recording this thing, they actually came out with the update talking about how they were changing the special economy, and they were talking about how it was going to be actually, like I said before, special ammo is going to have less of a pickup, like less ammo can be picked up because they were changing how the scavengers perks worked. So you can't actually stack two scavenger perks, like two shotguns or two grenade launcher perks on your legs, so you get less of a benefit if you even put two. Just the second one won't work. So a little bit on the nose with one of them, but all right, back to it. With my speculations on the changes to come for grenade launchers is first, let me get this out the way. Please don't touch my proxy grenade launchers. No more, please. I don't need no more nerfs for these, man. I'm not trying to sit here and be trying to 3-tap somebody with a grenade launcher. I'm like, yeah, man, let's do this again. Please don't. It's already been 2 years. Y'all already did what y'all needed to do with that. Anything else, you're pretty much gonna just make me cry. You don't want to see no grown man cry, right? Shoot. Alright, so back on the subject. They could do something like take away a quick access sling, or even nerf this weapon mod altogether, where it isn't as fast as a switch when actually switching weapons. Or they could overall just take the whole mod out altogether. If either one of these situations are the case, I would have to say that the cost of armor mods needs to go down, because I need to figure out where to put what. Because if I am dealing with this situation, I would say dexterity mods need to have less of a cost, because they cost a lot. But at the end of the day, I can say I'm probably going to have less opportunities to use my weapon, and it's going to take me another eternity to actually get another 1,000 kills. So here we go. Well, I'll end it here. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much, and I hope you found something interesting while watching this video. So thank you so much for watching. I have been the Unknown Man, Black Man out. Peace.